Psychology of people who never ask for help. Have you ever met someone who would rather struggle for hours than ask for 5 minutes of help? They'll carry heavy burdens alone, solve problems quietly, and say, "I'm fine," even when they're clearly overwhelmed. But why? Why do some people avoid asking for help, even when they genuinely need it? Is it pride? Fear? Independence? Or is there something much deeper happening in their psychology? Let's break down the real reasons behind people who never ask for help, because this behavior reveals more about their inner world than you might imagine. The first group, the deeply independent for some people. Not asking for help has nothing to do with fear. It's simply who they are. From a young age, they were taught to rely on themselves. They handled problems alone. They pushed through challenges without support. Over time, their brain built a powerful belief. If I can do it myself, why should I bother anyone else? Psychologists call this autonomous self-reliance. A personality trait where independence becomes part of a person's identity. These individuals often dislike depending on others, feel uncomfortable receiving favors, avoid putting responsibility on anyone, find pride in solving things alone. It's not stubbornness. It's self-respect their confidence grows from. Self-sufficiency. Asking for help feels like losing a part of themselves. The second group, ones with trust scars for others. The story goes much deeper. They used to ask for help, but they were judged, rejected, or disappointed. Maybe someone said, "Why can't you do this yourself? Stop bothering me. Too needy." Or worse, someone used their vulnerability against them. Psychologists call this betrayal-based conditioning, when past pain trains the brain to avoid vulnerability at all costs. So now, instead of asking for help, they think, what if they say no? What if I look weak? What if they talk about me? What if they let me down again? They don't avoid help because they're strong. They avoid it because they're scared of being hurt again. The third group, the overthinker. Some people want to ask for help, but their mind holds them back. They overthink everything. Will I bother them? What if they're busy? What if it's a stupid question? What if I owe them something later? This is linked to social anxiety and excessive conscientiousness. The fear of burdening others combined with the pressure to handle things perfectly, they prefer silent. Suffering over the possibility of being an inconvenience to them. Asking for help feels heavier than the problem itself. The fourth group, the perfectionists, don't ask for help because they feel everything must be done their way, not out of arrogance, but out of fear of mistakes. Their inner voice says, if I want it done right, I must do it myself. Their self-worth is tied to competence. Needing help feels like failure. Mistakes feel unacceptable. Psychologists call this competence-based identity, where personal value comes from effectiveness, so they carry everything alone, even when it breaks them. The fifth group, the silent survivors. These are the people who grew up in environments where asking for help wasn't an option, maybe. Their family wasn't emotionally available. Maybe they were the older sibling who handled everything. Maybe life forced them to grow up too fast, so they learned a harsh psychological rule. No one is coming. You must save yourself. This mindset becomes permanent. Even as adults, they can't ask for help because their brain still operates in survival mode. Depending on others feels unsafe. Their strength comes from necessity, not choice. What people who don't ask for help are really saying, if you look closely, their behavior reveals hidden truths. I've been let down before. I don't want to bother anyone. Used to carrying my own weight. I feel safer when I'm in control. I'm scared of being rejected. I don't want to owe anyone anything. Almost none of it is pride. Almost all of it is protection. A final thought: people who never ask for help aren't cold, stubborn, or difficult. They're often the people who have been strong for too long. They learn to fix themselves. They learn to depend on no one. They learn that vulnerability comes with risk. But here's the truth: they rarely admit. They don't avoid help because they don't need it. They avoid help because they don't trust that it's safe. So if you know someone like this, understand one thing: their silence isn't distance. It's defense. And sometimes the strongest people are the ones who want help the most, but don't know how to ask.